I was folding laundry, humming a tune without really thinking about it, when I noticed a corner of an envelope sticking out from beneath the couch cushion. At first, I figured it was nothing, maybe a misplaced bill or an old birthday card. But as I pulled it free and saw my name written across the front in his handwriting, my heart sank. My fingers trembled before I even opened it. I had no idea he was planning to leave. Nathan and I had been married for 6 years, together for 8. We weren't perfect, no couple is, but I thought we were steady enough to weather the storms. That very morning, he kissed me on the forehead before leaving for work. Just like always, nothing felt off. No sign of what I was about to discover. But as I unfolded those pages, the truth hit harder than I could have imagined. His handwriting was careful, too neat, as if he'd rewritten it more than once. Try and get the words just right. He started with asterisk. I wanted to say this in person, but I didn't trust myself to stay calm, or worse, to stay. Asterisk. My knees buckled, so I sank onto the couch. His words blurred and sharpened as I read on. Asterisk. I found out 3 months ago. At first, I tried convincing myself I was wrong. I didn't want to believe it. You and Ben, my best friend. Asterisk. Ben. I hadn't said his name out loud in weeks, not since the last time things went too far. Nathan wrote about the late nights, the unfamiliar perfume clinging to clothes I hadn't worn to work, the way I'd laughed at texts I never let him see. And then he mentioned the messages he found synced on our shared iPad, the photos, the conversations, the jokes at his expense. I felt sick, he wrote, and yet he still kissed me goodbye that morning, still sat beside me at dinner the night before, still pretended we were okay, all while preparing to walk away. I didn't want to accuse you without proof, he continued. Asterisk, and once I had it, I didn't know who I hated more, Ben for betraying me or you for doing it with a smile. Asterisk, I buried my face in my hands. The affair hadn't been some grand plan. It started with one careless night when Nathan was out of town. Too many drinks, too many memories with Ben, and one terrible mistake. I told myself it wouldn't happen again, but it did for more times. After that, I cut Ben off, stopped answering his calls, avoided being alone with him. I convinced myself it was over, that Nathan didn't need to know, that I could repair what I'd broken. But Nathan knew. He had known for months. Asterisk, I thought about yelling, throwing your stuff out, confronting Ben. But what I wanted most was for you to tell me the truth. Asterisk, he wrote. And I remembered the quiet questions he'd asked during those weeks. Asterisk, are you happy? Is there something you want to tell me? Asterisk, I'd smiled too hard, lied too easily. I waited, he wrote. Asterisk, but you didn't come clean. You weren't sorry. You just hoped it would go away. Asterisk, I don't know how long I sat there with that letter. When I finally stood up, it was like he'd already erased himself from our home. His toothbrush was gone, his watch missing from a nightstand, half his closet empty. He hadn't written to explain. He'd written to say goodbye. At the bottom of the last page, he left me with one final blow. Asterisk, I loved you more than anyone ever will, and that's what hurts the most. Asterisk, no signature. Just that, the hours after were a haze. I called him, voicemail. I texted, read, but no reply. I even drove to his office, only to be told he was on emergency leave. No return date in sight. I called Ben, furious, accusing, only to hear him sound just as blindsided. Asterisk, you think I wanted this to blow up? I didn't tell him a thing. Asterisk, I hung up. Nathan didn't need Ben to confess. He had all he needed. He'd waited for me to own up, and when I didn't, he left without a fight. That was his way of showing me what I'd done. For months have passed. Not a word from him. His family won't speak to me. Our friends chose sides, and most chose his. I sold the house. Couldn't stand the memories haunting every corner. Ben? I haven't heard from him since that last call, and I don't want to. He's just a reminder of the damage I caused. Sometimes, I catch myself glancing at the front door, half expecting Nathan to walk in, to say this was all some twisted test, that we could start over. But I know better. He gave me every chance to tell the truth. I chose the easy lie. I chose to protect my comfort instead of our love. And now I live with that choice, one empty, echoing day at a time.